Hello viewers, welcome to Voice for Public Sector YouTube channel. Coimbatore, the monster of South India, is in center stage for wrong reason now. A 17-year-old girl child is physically abused. A teacher who is supposed to teach physics has physically abused the girl child in Chinmayananda Vidyalaya, Coimbatore. Where are we heading to? Voice for Public Sector, as a matter of principle, is avoiding to display the picture of the child and utter the name of the child. We have Comrade Girija from Coimbatore, who is the Assistant State Secretary of All India Democratic Women's Association and Joint Secretary of All India Insurance Employees Association with us today. Welcome, Comrade Girija. On behalf of Voice for Public Sector, we request you to explain the situation, what is really happening in Coimbatore on this incident, the physically abused incident, please.
Yeah, thank you. As rightly pointed out by you, Coimbatore is in the headlines for wrong reasons. Last week, that is on 11th of this month, around 7 p.m., a bright student who has secured 480 marks in her 10th standard public examination. Definitely, she might have been dreaming about a very bright future. And she is preparing herself for the next board exam of this year for the plus 2 examination. But what happened is, for the past 6 months, especially during the month of March, in the name of special classes, when she was attending the classes in the Chinmayananda school, she was sexually abused by her physics teacher by name Mithun Chakravarti. Here, as very correctly pointed out by you, here we are not going to use the name of the child. We are not going to display the photograph of the child because as per POCSO Act, we have to protect the confidentiality of the victim. So we abide by this provision of the Act. So today we will be referring about only the girl student. We will not be naming her. This girl student was a nightmare to go to the school. So she was repeatedly telling her parents that let her be changed from that school. But she was, you cannot expect, because if you look at the social and economic background of that family is from a lower economic strata. Her father is running a eatery in the street side, roadside eatery. So you can imagine what will be the economic status of that society and of that family. And she was not able to discuss these details with her parents, but she was insisting that let her be transferred from that school. Because even for the past few days, so many WhatsApp chats are getting leaked, and even one audio clipping also has come. In which that victim girl is telling, if you want to do good some good thing for me, you leave the school. Because whenever she looks at that teacher, because if he continues to take classes for her, you just imagine what will be the psychological status of that child. So she was even telling that, because it is being reported that when she was attending one of the special classes, he has sexually abused her. And that was irritating her, and she was depressed very much because of that incident. And she was insisting with her family members, and she got transferred, got easy, and joined in the nearest government corporation school. But even after that, he was contacting her through WhatsApp and other things. So that depression was continuing. And even on the day when she committed suicide, she has called one of her friends and shared that she is under severe distress. And by the time that friend reached her home and was trying to tell the facts to her parents, she had committed suicide. And you see, the suicide has taken place on 11th November around 7 p.m. When the news came out, and on 12th of November, Democratic Women's Association and SFI, we jumped into the scene, we met the family members, and immediately a demonstration was held in front of the collectorate. So what I want to mention here is, in spite of that girl giving the complaint, what was the attitude of the school management? Because the POCSO Act says when the complaint is received, there should be a fair trial and the victim and the accused should be punished. Here, in the said case, what was the attitude of the school administration? The principal was saying, "Hey, it has come out. The family members, her parents have shared, her friends are telling." When she complained to the principal, what was the attitude? She was telling that, just you are thinking, when you are walking on the road or when you are traveling in a bus, if someone fall on you, how you will take it? Like that, you take it in a lighter vein and brush it aside. But you just imagine, when you go on the road or when you travel in the bus, if someone fall on you, you will know whether that fall is an accidental fall or intentional fall. We can differentiate that, whether it is a male or female, whoever it is. If anyone hits on my body physically, we will know whether it is intentional or unintentional. And even if it is with sexual intention, we will be able to understand, differentiate that. But here, the principal is saying, you take it in a lighter way and brush it aside. How can they say like that? And even they have, without informing, see, the first thing is, as per the POCSO Act, the school administration should have lodged a complaint. And there was no internal complaints committee in the school. Had it been there, the inquiry should have been conducted, where in that committee one outside representative should also be there. I don't know, now when the case has come out, the school is saying that we had taken action against Mithun Chakravarti. But they are not able to say what type of action it was taken. So here we should understand that here, in the name of protecting the name of the school, dignity of the school, or the goodwill of the school, they tried to cover up the incident. And more, or not only protecting the accused, the perpetrator of the crime, here they have given counseling to this girl, take it in a lighter vein and to brush it aside. So here, only because of this callous attitude, now today the principal of the school, Meera Jackson, she has also been arrested yesterday night under the POCSO Act. So here it is very clear that the school administration has very intentionally covered up the incident, and they tried to play the game, because this society, whenever any woman or any girl child, any student comes forward and gives a complaint, majority of the people who deal with such cases, be it in the police station or in such administrations, they immediately blame the victim. And here also that has only happened, and that has created a lot of pressure in the concerned girl child, and it has led to the untoward incident of committing a suicide by hanging. So we all feel very sorry for this such a state of affairs in this society, even after Nirbhaya incident happening way back in 2012. At the day, this 17-year-old girl's incident, this is not the first one, and this is not going to be the last one. If you look at the cases that has taken place in and around Coimbatore for the past few months and few years, it goes up. Even in one of the in one of the government schools, the girl children had written a petition, and when the education from the team from the education department visited the school, there also the colleague teachers tried to cover up. But finally, when that girl lodged a complaint to the police station, then the case came for inquiry. So, especially when the victim is an economically and socially in a lower strata, then the fight against such atrocity is going to be very, very tough. So, in this case also, today it has drawn the attention of the entire country because of the actions taken by the All India Democratic Women's Association and other democratic and progressive movements in the state and in particular in the city.
As you said, the All India Democratic Women's Association has taken the initiative, and being a Assistant Secretary, All India Democratic Women's Association, you must have faced such a lot of cases throughout India. And what is your stand and what is your observation?
Yes, as a part of All India Democratic Women's Association, we intervene in very many cases throughout the country. Even in Tamil Nadu, when the highest rank official in the police department got sexually abused, we intervened in it. Not only in such cases, even in very many child, as I mentioned earlier, in a small village nearby to Coimbatore by name Karamadai, a girl studying in UKG was sexually abused by the van driver and the assistant in that van. In that case also, we had to intervene and a fight was taken place. And all of you might be aware that in Pollachi case, we were with the women who lodged or who came out with the lodging of the complaint. Here I want to specifically mention that whenever a woman or a girl child or the family members of the victim come forward to register a complaint, only when they get the support of an organization like AIDWA, then only the cases are getting dealt with in a proper direction. Even if we look at the case of the recent past, that 17-year-old +2 studying student of this Chimaya school, that girl died on 11th November by 7 p.m. And on 12th November, AIDWA and SFI cadres, we conducted a powerful demonstration near the collectorate. Then we met the district collector and submitted a memorandum demanding that the culprits should be immediately arrested, both the physics master and also the principal of the school. And only after we gave the memorandum by meeting the collector in person, only around 1 to 1.5 hours later, that teacher was arrested. Why? When the death has happened on the previous day night by 7 o'clock, why the police didn't make any step to arrest that? Because it is very clear, the note left by the girl student clearly says, and if you go through the WhatsApp chats, it very clearly shows why they did not arrest. That arrest takes place only after our intervention. In very many cases, when the affected people go to the police station and lodge a complaint, in most of the cases, they try to discourage them to carry forward that legal battle. Because fighting a sexual abuse is not an easy thing. Our experience is, whether it is a girl or a woman or a child, when they undergo a physical abuse, sexual abuse, that incident takes place once. But when they come forward to fight, have a legal fight, then on every inquiry, on every occasion, they could go to the police station. They are treated in such a manner that at one or other point, they are made to feel that why I lodged this complaint. Especially when you belong to the economically lower strata of the society, then you have to lose your earning, because you have to visit the police station and court for a long time, for so many visits. On every occasion, you have to leave your job or your work and then go to the police station. So economically also that family is getting affected. And when the accused or the perpetrator of the crime is economically, socially powerful in the society, then that also has impact in the way that inquiry and other legal proceedings gets inquired. The Tamil Nadu school education minister has stated that there is no awareness amongst the people about the provisions of the POCSO Act. Even the minister himself is saying. So this shows why they cannot display in all the schools. If you come across any violence, sexual violence, there is for any of your rights, you have to contact Child Rights Commission number or this ICC committee's number. Why can't they display the board? Even we want to raise in how many schools, whether it is a government school or private school, because only difference is that when it is a government school, there will not be much pressure from the management side to protect the name of the school. But when it comes to the private school, we could see what happened in Chennai, Padma Seshadri school, what happened in self-proclaimed Godman's issue. So all these things show that whenever it is a private school, they try to cover up the issue. So we want to raise from the platform of AIDWA that the state government and the central Ministry for Women and Child Welfare Development, they should insist that in all the education institutions, whether it is a school or college or higher education institution, in all the places, internal complaints committee should have been formed with the outsider representative. Here, what I want to mention here is, in spite of all the difficulties we face, we ensure that whoever with the family or victim who are coming forward to lodge a complaint and who want to ensure that the accused should be punished, and whatever happened to me or my daughter or to my family member should not happen to others. With that intention, when they come, as AIDWA cadres, we stand with them, not for a month, not for a week, not for a few months, but we are with those families till the logical end comes, till finally the outcome of the case comes. We are always with them. Only because of that, today we could ensure that the accused are getting punished. The culprits are getting. Even in this case, you see this Mithun Chakravarti, how he could continue after the complaint. I came in one of the social media clippings, I saw that this Mithun Chakravarti's PhD paper, what is the title? The title is Scientific Content of Hindutva. If you look at the title and who was his guide for this for this PhD study, then it gives a doubt that whether he is having a doubt within the school administration, whether that doubt protected him from the complaint of this girl. So only when you get the courage that even if I commit this crime, I can go freely, I can have a cakewalk. When you get this courage, then you cannot imagine about getting the crime rates coming down. If we really want to ensure the crime rates should come down, and if we really want to ensure that the girls and women should have the society as a safe place for them, then all these acts should be scrupulously implemented. The inquiry process should not be a long drawn process. It should be a time bound. It should be expedited. The legal battle should not be a lengthy one. So that is what we feel from the platform.
Thank you, comrade. You have in detail explained about AIDWA's activities and about the atrocities in general in all over India. We hope the POCSO is implemented properly and we will get a society which is safe for women. Finally, comrade, you are the All India Joint Secretary of All India Insurance Employees Association. which is a gender-sensitive trade union. What is your opinion about the trade union and the industry?
Yeah, as far as All India Insurance Employees Association is concerned, both in LIC and public sector general insurance companies, we have ensured that the complaints committee at workplace for ensuring that is committee against sexual harassment at workplace is formed in all the places. And to encourage women to participate in the trade union activities, we have women's subcommittee as a part of the trade union organization. In fact, that women's subcommittee is a entry gate for the women to come to the trade union activities. And today we are seeing that we are having women general secretaries of the division, presidents of the division, and there are some branches where all the office bearers are women. So because of the conscious and continuous efforts taken by AEA, we could ensure that the working environment in LIC and in general sector, it is very protective for women. If at all, because whoever, we are all also byproducts of the society. To my knowledge, all these years, not much, or here and there, one or two might have come throughout the country. But on the whole, we have ensured that we have to make the workplace a safe place for women to work. And with that in mind, we have functioning, and we could ensure that safety within the working place. And as a responsible trade union, we play a role in the society also. For example, in Tamil Nadu, within LIC, as a part of the women's subcommittee, we have formed gender justice we care committees. In short, we call it as Jivika committees. And these committees, whenever we come across violence against women, or domestic violence on women, or social oppression on women, or sexual abuse on women, because as already I mentioned, taking this legal battle is a very tough thing, for which you require both physical, moral, and financial support. And wherever possible, to the extent possible, we render all these support to the victim and victim's family. And that has played a very, that support that has been appreciated by the victims. So what I feel is, as a very gender sensitive trade union movement, always AEA is not restricting itself with movements which are being carried forward for the economic demands of its members. Beyond that, it has always been functioning. So on the gender perspective also, our trade union is carrying forward its activities, struggles, movements, ensure that this society is made as a place which is safe for women, which provides equal opportunity for women, which ensures that the rights of women are given to them. So while getting associated with this movement, I feel proud that I'm part of this organization, which is socially forward and is functioning with gender perspective.
Thank you, comrade. On behalf of Voice for Public Sector, we thank Comrade Girija, AIDWA movement, and All India Insurance Employees Association. Thank you.
Thank you.